was my little sister's wedding bed. They say she dreams a better life hereafter, but worms, not sugar plums, are dancing in her head. Dance with me, come dance with me, shake the bones and the dust of the ones who left us on the steps in the...
Good evening, funny fans, and welcome to Comedy Sports Digital Edition. We'll be getting started right about 7 p.m. this evening, Pacific Time. Stick around.
Such peaceful family reunions, forever now together, growing mold. All of our narcoleptic once relations nestle under covers in the cold. Dance with me, come dance with me, shake the bones and the dust of the ones who left us on the steps in the freshly turned ground. Come dance with me till the morning. Dance with me, come dance with me, shake the bones and the dust of the ones who left us on the steps in the freshly turned ground. Come dance with me till the morning. Scatter paper, memories and flowers, broken angel candles on the ground. Come wrap your shaking arms around me, and I'll keep you from lying down. Soundless whispers try to surround us, but we're dancing to the beating of our blood. Now the sun is lighting fire to the curtains. We lift our hands and scream that it's good. I don't wanna dream of one another, but let our only covers be the skies. And I won't let the sun wait without you. Let no sand, but only light into your eyes. Dance with me, come dance with me, shake the bones and the dust of the ones who left us on the steps in the freshly turned ground. Come dance with me till the morning. Dance with me, come dance with me, shake the bones and the dust of the ones who left us on the steps in the freshly turned ground. Come dance with me till the morning. Don't close your a nice invitation. How thoughtful of you. I haven't responded. That's totally true. How could I decide? This is making me crazy. If I commit to you too soon, I'll miss something amazing. Everything's happening everywhere.
Once again, good evening, funny fans, and welcome to Comedy Sports Digital Edition. We'll be getting started right at 7 p.m. Pacific Time. Stick around.
Midnight Milwaukee, 1959. Hot haddocks on the mound. Reds are stealing signs the whole game. Still having more Milwaukee down. We threw a perfect game. I was in the Hall of Fame. Cooperstown don't
There was so much to discover, so many layers to unfold, to have moments that you gave us, to hear stories.
Good evening, loyal fans. Welcome to Comedy Sports Digital Edition. Just a couple of minutes, we'll be getting started. As I keep saying, stick around. Most of you have.
But you are out of reach. I can wish and we can wonder and regret for what is lost. To an undiscovered country, your soul and body crossed. There's still something He's always there for me with a message or a picture or
We'll be getting started in just a moment. Stand by.
contacts coming soon. On this flawless afternoon, our worlds are gonna collide.
Hey, good evening, funny fans, and welcome to Comedy Sports Digital Edition. Tonight, featuring worldwide all-stars from, well, around the world. Tonight's blue team, up first, conveniently wearing blue, from Richmond, Rachel, Ask Now, Ask How, Ask Garmin Williams. From Los Angeles, Rick, commended by most doctors, Stedman. And the captain from Portland, Amy Sing Gray. Their opponents tonight, conveniently wearing red uniforms, it's the Red Team. Up first from Twin Cities, Jill, I know St. Bernard. From Indianapolis, Ed, over the Rainbow Trout. And our captain from Portland, Stam, a lamb, a ding-dong winning time. And now, make some noise at home for tonight's referee in stripes, Andrew Busby Berkowitz.
Good evening and welcome to Comedy Sports All-Star Saturday Night. Tonight, two teams make up everything on the spot based on suggestions from you, our Zoom audience. Now joining me tonight, you saw him already, our announcer Ken Wells. Ken, we have an incredibly experienced lineup tonight.
Oh, yes, we do, Andrew. We counted it up earlier. We've got 236 years of improv experience.
Wow.
We ought to be able to make something up tonight.
I think about 210 of that is you and me, but
That's true. Well, back in my day.
yes. And also with us tonight, as always, is the chat goddess, Marianne. Marianne, we have people from all over the world here tonight, do we not?
We do. So far, Australia, Chicago, Oregon, Richmond, Virginia, Spokane, Washington, and Indianapolis.
Wow. Well, welcome to people from around the globe. It's time to get things kicked off, so with no further ado, I'd like to welcome both captains on the screen. Welcome, Captain Amy and Captain Sam.
Thank
you. You should know that the brown bag foul is in effect for tonight. Because I cannot bag you in person, you will need to provide your own bag. So I will give you 10 seconds to go find a bag or bag equivalent. While they are finding their bags, I will let the audience at home know that the brown bag foul will be called if anybody says something lewd, crude, or gets nude on the screen. If that should happen, they will have to wear a brown paper sack or equivalent for the remainder of the scene or game. Now, Sam, what do you have for a brown bag?
Supporting Tillamook, right here.
Very nice. That is a reusable, Portland-appropriate bag. And Amy, what do you have?
I'm supporting local restaurant Cha 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 with a bag with handles.
Nice. That is excellent. I'm going to give Amy the winner of that bag off because she managed to get product placement into the show for a local establishment instead of one that's regional. So well done, Amy. What game would you like to open with?
Oh, I want to open with Hands Up.
Great. For the game of Hands Up, let's get all of the players on the screen. So the game of Hands Up is a very simple game. You've probably played it in the car with your family before. We're going to get some categories from our Zoom audience. So Marianne, please get folks to put some categories in the chat. Those could be like Trivial Pursuit categories, just things that have more than one thing in the category. So like current vice presidents would be a bad category because there's only one thing. Something that has more than one thing would be good. So I will just call it a player's name. They will have to yell something out or just say it from that category. If they fail to do that or they repeat something we've heard, I will make them put a hand up. Once a player has two hands up, we will kick them out of there. Last player standing will win the points for their team. So, Marianne, what is our first category?
Our first category comes from Ben. He says musical genres.
Musical genres. Very nice. Thank you, Ben. That is a good one to start off with. So, teams, Are you ready for the game of Hands Up?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, this is musical genres. Please begin. Rachel.
Ska.
Rick.
Reggae.
Jill.
Jazz.
Amy.
Ancient music.
Sam.
Gregorian chant.
Ed.
Blues.
Rick.
Reggaeton.
Rachel.
Punk.
Amy.
Dubstep.
Jill.
Baroque.
Sam.
Country.
Ed.
Handbell.
Rachel.
Emo.
Rick.
Trip hop.
Rick.
Hip hop.
Too close. I'm sorry. I'm making you put a hand up. All right, we're going to go to our next category from Marianne.
Our next category comes from Jeremy. He says state capitals.
State capitals. Very nice. State capitals. We will go ahead and start with Sam.
Olympia.
Amy.
Salem.
Rachel.
Richmond.
Jill.
St. Paul.
Ed.
Indianapolis.
Ed.
Columbus.
Ed.
Fort Lauderdale.
Too slow and probably not a state capital. So hand up on Ed. All right, moving on. What is our next category, Marianne?
I like Leslie's suggestion of comfort foods.
Comfort foods. Thank you, Leslie. Starting with Amy.
A whole bag of chips. Not all at one time, but throughout the day.
Sam.
Peanut butter and honey sandwich on white bread.
Jill.
Oatmeal.
Rachel.
Truffle macaroni and cheese.
Ed.
Mashed potatoes and gravy.
Rick.
Kraft macaroni and cheese.
Sam.
Baked potato with lots of butter and sour cream.
Rachel.
A pint of Ben and Jerry's.
Amy.
Magic shell on that.
Sam.
Apple pie.
Sam.
Pork rinds.
Rachel.
A bag of marshmallows.
Not comforting at all. That's just disgusting.
They're so
These-
fluffy.
These are comfort foods, Rachel. That nothing comfortable about that. Marianne, our next category.
You know, it's better if I unmute. Rob has suggested restaurant chains.
Restaurant chains. Thank you. I will not accept any of the ones that were pimped in the opening bag off. So restaurant chains, and begin with Jill.
Chili's.
Rick.
TGI Fridays.
Ed.
McDonald's.
Sam.
Roadhouse Cafe.
Amy.
Applebee's.
Rachel.
Hardee's.
Rachel.
Jack in a Box.
Rachel.
Olive Garden.
Sam.
Quiznos.
Amy.
Cherries.
Jill.
Chili's too.
Nope, sorry.
At the airport.
Nope, not a good sequel. Not a good sequel at all. They should have stopped at Chili's 1. I'm sorry. Going back to Marianne.
From our YouTube chat, I've got Dave suggesting specifically mammals.
Specific mammals. All right, I will not accept any vague mammals. So here we go, starting with Sam.
Dog.
Amy.
Bat.
Sam.
Cat.
Amy.
Manatee.
Ed.
Mountain lion.
Rick.
Brad Pitt.
Jill.
Kangaroo.
Rachel.
Wallaby.
Sam.
Porcupine.
Amy.
The polar bear.
Amy.
Other bear.
I'm sorry. Bears are too vague of a
You
mammal.
do not hang out with bears.
I do not hang out with bears. That is correct. All right, moving on. What is our next category, Marianne?
Our next category from Sarah is 90s sitcoms.
90s sitcoms. All right, let's start with Rachel.
Friends.
Rick.
Family Matters.
Ed.
Seinfeld.
Jill.
No, there was only Friends. Everyone's lying. There was only Friends.
And Jill is out of there.
Friends too.
Friends, Friends too. You can only get that one at the airport as well. Okay, moving on to what is our next suggestion, Marianne?
From Jeff, species of cat.
Jeff's species of cat. All right, thank you, Jeff. Species of cat. Starting with Sam.
Sphinx.
Sam.
Mountain puma.
Sam.
Jaguar.
Rachel.
Persian.
Sam.
African savanna lion.
Amy.
Ocelot.
Sam.
Lady cats.
Sorry, not a species. Moving on, Marianne, what's next?
We've had birds suggested.
Birds, very nice. Birds. Starting with Rick.
Oriole.
Ed.
Blue jay.
Amy.
Cedar waxwing.
Rachel.
Cardinal.
Sam.
Hummingbird.
Ed.
Vulture.
Rick.
Osprey.
Rachel.
Hawk.
Ed.
Archaeopteryx.
Rachel.
Penguin.
Amy.
Great Blue Heron.
Sam.
Puffin.
Sam.
Street puffin.
That is wrong. The kids should not be doing that. I'm sorry.
Bird up, Sam.
All right. Marianne, what is our next suggestion?
All right, Andrew, here we go from Joe. Elements of the periodic table.
Elements of the periodic table. All right, starting with Ed.
Oxygen.
Rachel.
Helium.
Rick.
Barium.
Amy.
Gallium.
Rachel.
Neon.
Ed.
Gold.
Ed.
Silver.
Ed.
Tin.
Rachel.
Bronze.
Sorry, that is a metal in the Olympics, but it is not actually an element. It is an alloy. So say goodbye to Rachel. We are dropping like flies. Marianne, what's next?
From Leslie, we've got capital cities in Europe.
Capital cities in Europe. Thank you, Leslie. Because he looks so excited about it, we'll start with Rick.
Prague.
Ed.
Rome.
Amy.
Paris.
Rick.
Budapest.
Rick.
London.
Ed.
Vatican City.
Amy.
Bruges.
Rick.
Stockholm.
Rick.
The other one.
I'm sorry, that is, while technically correct, not specific enough.
Rick, I think you meant Stockholm too.
Yeah,
That's
Stockholm
the
too.
one.
That's the one, yes.
Sitcom.
All right, we're down to Amy. We are down to Amy and Ed. I am going to release the. I'm not going to call on you. You are just going to go back and forth until somebody doesn't have one. So, Marianne, what is our final suggestion?
Our final suggestion from Rachel is types of currency.
Types of currency. Types of currency. We will start with Amy. Just going back and forth. Here we go.
Dollars.
Quarters.
Nickels.
Pounds.
Galleons.
Euros.
TTs.
Pesos.
Partly. Pause. What is a TT, Amy?
A TT is actually made of shellfish.
Amy is out of there. That is 5 points for the red team.
All righty, Andrew. The red team has taken the early lead. The score is red team 5 and blue team 0. Amy should have said T2 and she could have gotten away with it.
He would have gotten away with it. All right, I am going to now welcome the red captain on the screen. Hello, Sam. Your team, you are muted. Now you are not. Your team has leapt into the lead thanks to your team's knowledge of currency and fast food. So what game would you like to play in your team choice round?
We're going to debut a game that's never been played in Portland before. It's called Three Monkeys.
Three Monkeys, very nice. And what would you like for a scene suggestion for that?
Well, before we get the scene suggestion, we need to figure out our three roles because someone can't hear the suggestion.
Oh, that's a good point. All right, so for the game of Three Monkeys, I'll explain how this works. One of you is going to be able to say and do anything you want to. One of you is only going to be able to, is going to have your camera off and will not be able to see what's happening. And one of you will be having your sound off and won't be able to hear what's happening. If I got that correctly? All right, so let's figure out who is going to, but who can say and do everything?
I'll do it.
Ed will do that, okay. Who is going to have their camera off?
Sam will.
Sam will turn his camera off. All right. And so that means Jill is going to have to turn her sound off. Jill, we need you to turn your sound off and verify that you cannot hear the suggestion.
Oh, why can I still hear you?
Well,
Something else.
can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Why?
You can still hear me.
Wait. Okay.
The other mute button.
Turn the sound down on your computer.
You'd think that would work.
Take a rag and stick it into the speaker.
or we can swap. I can turn off mine.
Oh, now I can't hear. Yeah.
You really can't hear.
I give
Jill-
it in my Zoom settings. I think it's forever.
Jill, will you marry me?
Yeah. Great.
Now I don't know if she heard that or not.
Oh, we know. We know.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Ed. So is Jill just pretending to laugh along, or can you still hear us, Jill? Okay, I'm gonna assume she can't hear us at this point. All right, cool. So now I'm gonna need to get a suggestion from the audience. Hey, Marianne, do you have a suggestion from the audience, or do we need a category for that?
Why don't we use a previous suggestion that we got from the audience of dance moves and just make the scene about dance?
Dance, perfect. Dance is a great suggestion. Red team, are you ready for the game of Three Monkeys based on the suggestion of dance?
Yes.
No, has no idea. All right, take it away.
Now, Elizabeth, you have the dance form
This
of a
is
graceful
too big a
angel.
banana bread for one person, though. How am I supposed to eat it all?
Give me the banana bread. I will take that,
thank
and I
you.
will start
just
eating.
can't.
But
That's a lot.
You need to do your turn for me.
Look, okay.
Keep turning. Elizabeth, you're divine.
Thank you. It's an apron I made myself. Do you like the bread?
The bread is a little dry for banana bread,
Well,
but
of course. Of course.
I twisted my ankle.
What's that?
Silvio,
Hurting.
I can't come help you if I'm working with Elizabeth. You're going to have to crawl
I
on
feel
your
the
own.
same way. Wait,
Oh, a bone is starting to stick out.
Here, take some banana bread.
Ow!
Sorry, I'll give you a smaller piece.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What a strong
So,
arm you
Silvio,
have there.
bind your wound. Elizabeth, if you would do your grand jeté for me.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yes, please.
I can make a boat out of banana bread to help you and your family get to Europe.
Well,
I can twirl on my other
Let
foot.
me start mixing that right now.
Silvio, I'm watching brilliance in front of me, and you keep trying to distract me.
Of course. It would mean a lot to me.
Oh, Silvio!
Now come on, give me a chance.
All right. Here, if you would just take my hand.
Okay. Bread, 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 bread.
I would grab your hand if you would offer.
Bread, bread.
Oh, you wouldn't take my hand, but you still managed to fill my heart. And
That is time, the game of Three Monkeys. Let's hear it for the red team, and let's turn Jill's sound back on so she can find out everything that she missed. All right. Keep that one in your brain banks because we're going to have another game go up against that right now. I'm going to need the blue captain on the screen.
Hi,
Hello,
Andrew.
Amy.
Hello.
They got to play that game. Now you get to play a game to go up against that. What game would you like to play?
We are going to double up the games, Andrew. We're going to play New Choice, but Shakespeare style.
Wow, that is bold. So what would you like for a suggestion for that?
I would like something, not food, but you would describe as delicious.
Something that's not food that you would describe as delicious. All right, we'll get people to put some suggestions in chat for that. For the game of New Choice Shakespeare style, the blue team is going to play a scene for you. At any point during the scene, I can blow my whistle, call out New Choice, and the player has to change whatever it is they just said or did. Marianne, what is our suggestion for this game?
Our suggestion from Catherine is lip gloss.
Lip gloss. Awesome. Thank you so much, Catherine. All right, blue team, are you ready for the game of New Choice Shakespeare style?
Yes.
Yes!
Take it away.
Sylvian, I do admire how luscious and moisturized my lips become when I do don this product thou hast lent me. Prithee, give it me that I may have this feeling longer than today.
For it to last longer than today, you need to give twice as much and sign up for the list of pigeons to send you a weekly update.
New Choice.
For that to happen, you must hear the call of the wild. The wolves will call thrice, and then you shall know to pay and leave thy money.
I shall do all that thou dost require, for I cannot live now without this waxy honeyed lip feeling upon my face. I thank thee, and I will proclaim thy fame from near to far.
New choice.
I will proclaim thy fame at least in Spain.
Ladies, forgive my interruption.
Rick, new entrance.
Ha-ha!
Ah!
New entrance.
Pardon me. I did not mean to interfere, and yet thy dazzling lips drew me here. I saw them reflecting from across the way, and so I came this to say.
I fear for my soul, for this man doth seem to be full of danger.
New choice.
I fear for my soul because his eyes are made of glass.
New choice.
I'm hungry, but I do not know for what.
Here, ladies, such fine confectionery hangs upon thy lips that it drew me here, and yet methinks thou art not complete without this fine shadow of eye set.
Oh.
Ah, most intriguing.
New choice.
Ah, I care not, for that is tested upon the animals.
Aye, 'tis cruel, but...
New choice.
Yea, but they didst ask for shadow on their eyes. The dog spoke to me late one night and said, if only I could make these pop.
New choice.
An ox called to me in my dreams and said, make me beautiful like a cow.
New choice.
I did spy a duck.
New choice.
Nay, 'twas a manatee that I saw, and that manatee said he, I am not feminine, I would be a womanity.
You speak in riddles, though you speak
Your
with
choice.
animals. You speak with animals, though I see you do little to improve your situation.
That pallet doth shine like the midnight sky, glistening upon a sea.
Be not deceived. Fall not for false lashes.
But thine false lashes I need to add to me. I am not complete without them.
New choice.
I am not pretty, for I am full of fake beauty, and I need more.
Ah, alas, she is lost to me, and I shall never get my chapstick of the month.
New choice.
And I shall never see a thing as lovely as a tree.
New choice.
And I shall have but this one tube left for mine rest of mine life. I shall use it well and wisely.
That is time, the game of New Choice Shakespeare. Let's all give it up for the blue team. All right, it is now time to go to the voting portion of the match. We just saw two games. We saw from the blue team, we saw the New Choice. From the red team, we saw the Three Monkeys. Cat Goddess Marianne is going to open up a poll so everybody can vote on those two games. Marianne, are you opening up the poll?
The poll is up and running.
The poll is
Wow,
open.
Andrew.
People are voting. Vote
And
now.
Andrew, while people are voting, I thought I'd let you know that I've taken the liberty of registering you in jail at Barb's Banana Bread Bakery in Beaverton.
Thank you so much. That is exactly where we wanted to be registered. And Marianne, give yourself a point for some product placement right there. While people are voting, I will also let you know that ComedySportz offers classes, not just in Portland, but around the country. So wherever you are watching, go to your nearest ComedySportz. Viewer can still take classes even while we are online. We are doing fully online classes for adults, high schoolers, middle schoolers, pets, everybody. So come to your local ComedySportz and sign up for classes. All right, Marianne, do we have the results of the voting?
We do. Actually, Ken is going to share that with you since he is right there.
All right,
Hey,
Ken.
you know what, Andrew? The blue team had the majority of the votes in that round.
All right, so I have 5 points to award. I'm gonna award 4 points for the blue team, 1 point to the red team, primarily because Jill and I are now engaged. So what does that do to our score, Ken?
Well, Andrew, that makes the score 6 for red and 4 for blue. I'm outside of the arena and it's raining.
All right, thank you, Ken. Well, this brings us to the head-to-head round. I am going to need to invite both captains on the screen. All right, Captain Sam and Captain Amy. This is the head-to-head round. Your two teams are going to play together. What game would you like to play?
Zoom meeting?
Yeah.
Zoom meeting? All right, cool.
Good call. Zoom meeting.
Zoom meeting it is. So, for the game of Zoom meeting, we're going to need to go into chat and get a suggestion of how about a type of business that would not typically do meetings on Zoom, a type of business that maybe ordinarily would just work in person, but now has to be working on Zoom. So Marianne's going to go ahead and get that suggestion. Marianne, what have we got?
I'm going to go with Rachel's suggestion of a childcare.
Childcare, perfect, childcare. Now, was that Rachel who's playing in the show who gave that suggestion?
It was not.
Okay, just checking. All right, so what we're going to see is a Zoom meeting from childcare. But before we do that, it is time for us to go for a Comedy Sports game break.
Thanks, everybody. Todd Michigan here in the Comedy Sports Center studio, taking a look at what else is happening around the league. Coming in at number 1 on our Comedy Sports Center's not top 10 list is Boston ref Courtney Donkey Pong, who put her foot in her mouth, which in her defense would make me pretty sick too.
Who do you want to see us challenge next? Boston versus what city? So we have a poll we're going to throw up in. We're going to throw up. We have a poll we're going to put in launch right now.
Go ahead and throw up in that poll, loyal fans. Throw all over it. We don't care what you do in your homes. It's okay.
Coming up after the match, a Comedy Sports Center classic replay of the famous 1992 World Championship, where Milwaukee's Brian Green played an angry parking lot attendant. It holds up. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Courtney Pong. At least she didn't accidentally get engaged in the middle of a show. So let us now get started with our Zoom meeting. Teams, are you ready for a Zoom meeting?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, here we go.
All right, everyone, thank you so much for signing in. I know this is a little hectic, but thank you. If we could just go around and everyone could just get ready. We'll just do a round robin, and if anyone got things on their minds.
Hi, Chelsea. I just want to say how nice it is to see everybody's faces. It's great. Honey, I'm doing a work thing.
On the TV.
I'm doing a work thing, hon.
Oh, okay.
You're, okay, I think it's important to go over some rules on here. You all have access to a mute button. So if you've got the things happening, there's a little mute button at the bottom.
There's Frasier's on the TV. Is it voice activated?
No, it's you have to turn to Netflix, hon.
Netflix?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. If you just you can use the mute button. Yep. There it is. Okay. Thank you, Wendy. Fantastic. All right. Next up, let's see. Another thing is make sure we can see you, Esther.
Yes.
Yes, I just, want to see your great, beautiful face. We say to the kids all day.
Okay, I have the thing off so I don't see myself.
Okay,
what do I do?
Right,
what do you need me to do?
Your scarf looks great right now. If you
thanks.
Back up a little. We're just going to leave it. That's fine. That's not important.
You want me to back up?
Oh, you know what, Esther? Never change. Yeah, and the rest of you are great. So let's just go ahead and get this started. I only have 40 minutes, because I'm cheap, and they don't pay me enough. Wendy,
Doing one of those fun virtual backgrounds.
Okay, thank you so much, Wendy. Does anyone have anything they'd like to start? Someone's cat's in the screen. Does anyone have anything? Brian, how are we doing, guys?
Yeah. Look, I know you all think that, I'm kind of the bad boy of accounts payable, and you're not wrong. But like, I still have a job to do. So like, even if I'm coming to this meeting without pants, which I'm not going to say one way or another, but like, even if that's the case, look, we can't pay anything if there's no money, and there's no money because there's no.
Did you find it?
Toby's not down for us now.
Okay, I'm gonna figure out how to mute Wendy. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna just keep talking. I'm gonna mute Wendy.
The problem has always been with Brian G. And Brian G, we have money. It's just he put it someplace.
No, Brian G dispersed those funds totally legitimately into the testing department. It's very important that we test our young charges to make sure that they go home better than they came to us.
I found $8 in the hallway if that's part of what you're looking for.
Gordon, thank you so much. Go ahead and hold that. We're going to use that as our next meeting lunch fund whenever we meet in person.
Oh, it's too late. I already spent it.
Okay, never mind. Esther, I'm going to check back in with you. Slade, there's actually a graphic you can use to raise your hand.
Mute. I should mute.
So
okay.
You want me to use my graphic and not my actual hand?
No, it's too late. It's too late. What do you need, Slade?
Well, we're talking about all the money that's going into the testing, but as I see it, the big problem is nobody knows that we have this business to offer, right? So we've got to find a way to maybe use the kids that we actually still have that we are offering services to, maybe put sandwich boards on them, let them go out up and down the sidewalks in their neighborhoods. I think, and that would get us some notice, some recognition, some money.
Okay, thank you, Slade. We'll work on the sandwich boards. Brian, I just want to make sure you're not about to do laundry or anything.
I've got strong feelings about what's going on here.
Okay, the sandwich board sign is there to help.
I found this too. Is this mine now?
Yes, Gordon. Thank you so much for holding down the fort. Esther, how's testing going?
We're going as well as we can. There aren't a lot of kids to test right now, but we're designing tests for when we get to see some kids.
Okay.
What are we paying for here? What are we paying for?
Brian, I'm just there's a chat. You can type things in the chat. There's a Q&A. There's a Q&A.
I've had my little blue hand up in the participants window for 20 minutes and nobody's noticed.
Okay, thank you. Is someone's kid playing a prank on us? Is there? Okay, all right. The kids, oh boy. All right, Wendy, I just want an update. If we're shipping tests out from Esther, what's happening, Wendy?
Oh, I haven't really shipped anything lately.
Hey, I
just don't want to touch this. Just leave it in there. Maybe it's good. I just is that really Elon Musk though?
No, but that is not really. I gotta figure out how to kick people out of this meeting. I hope we don't kick one of you guys out. I'm gonna okay. Oh, we left.
I'm gonna take a nap for a while.
You want us to leave the meeting?
No, don't.
And that is time. That is the end of the Zoom meeting. Eerily reminiscent of my actual day job. It's pretty much every day at work. So we're going to open up the polls again to find out which team brought you the most joy in this Zoom meeting, red or blue. Marianne, have we launched the poll?
Andrew, the poll has been launched.
All right, the poll has been launched. While we are voting in the poll, I will let you know that we would accept your money. Right after this match ends, we will put up a screen that gives you places that you can send money versus via Venmo or PayPal. Right now, we are offering our matches as pay what you will or pay what you can.
10 seconds.
We would love to have you chip in a little bit so we can pay our players and keep things rolling, keep bringing comedy to the world.
Andrew, I have put that information in the chat for everyone.
Fantastic. That is perfect. And you can also just come to our website at portlandcomedy.com if you would like to kick in a few bucks. Let's go to Ken now to find out the winner of that game.
Hey, Andrew. Well, it's still raining outside of the arena, and it looks like the red team has taken it by just about 55%. Back to you, sir.
All right, 55% is very close, so I'm going to take the 5 points. I'm going to split them 3 and 2. 3 points for the red team, 2 points for the blue team, and I believe Marianne still has 1 point. What does that do to our score, Ken?
All righty, well, that makes the red team with 9. It makes the blue team with 6 and Marianne with 1. You and I are stuck with 0. Back
All
to
right.
you, sir.
It's anybody's match at this point. I'm going to need the red captain on the screen. Hello, Sam.
Hello.
All right, Sam, your team is in the lead. That leaves you to play first in this next team choice round. What game would you like to play?
We're going to play good, bad, worst advice, please.
Good, bad, worst advice. Excellent. Please prepare your team. For the game of good, bad, worst advice, we are very lucky to have a panel who can give you advice. So we need in the chat for you to put in advice questions, things you need advice on. Maybe you're trying to make a decision in your life. Maybe there's something important coming up that you're just sort of not sure how to attack it. So please put advice, the things you're looking for advice on in the chat. And now let's start off by meeting our panel. Red team, are you ready for the game of good, bad, worst advice?
Yes.
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 All right, let us take it away. I am going to introduce the panel. Let's start over there on my left, the in the glasses and the white coat.
Hey everybody, I'm Dr. Fun. I'd love to help you figure out your life in the most fun way.
All right, thank you, Dr. Fun. Next, Wind Farm.
Yeah, my name's Wind Farm, and I know we're all going through things right now, and I'm just here to help.
Thank you, Wind Farm. And finally, I believe Taylor Dunst. Taylor Dunst.
The ST are silent. It's just Taylor Dunn. I collect fishing bait for myself. It's my hobbies. It's what I do.
Fishing bait. All right, thank you, Mr. Dunn. All right, let's go to Marianne. What is the first thing that somebody needs advice on?
Well, the first one I've got is from Tim. He wants to know what to do about his hair. He's not happy with the way his hair looks.
Not happy with his hair. Thank you. Dr. Fun.
Hey, Tim, I've been wearing this hat. You can too. Just look around your house. See if you got a hat already.
A hat, that is good advice. All right, Wind Farm.
Tim, I used to have problems with hair. Not anymore. It's just in the crystals. It's all in the crystals, Tim.
All right. Thank you, Wind Farm. Taylor.
What you're going to want to do is cut it off like I have for the most part, and you're going to tie all the hairs together and then loop them on a 2/0 hook. You're set for the summer, baby.
Sounds dangerous. All right, Marianne, what is our next piece of advice?
Okay, you get my point back because I was muted.
All right, take Marianne loses her point.
Bethany wants to know how her friend can meet people while quarantined.
How do you meet people while in quarantine? Dr. Fun.
Hey, Bethany, do you mean your friend or yourself? I bet she means herself, and that's okay because you should be your own friend, Bethany. And if you are going to meet someone in quarantine, I think it should be yourself. Like, really take this time to get to know yourself, build yourself up, so that when you are out in the world, you're completely yourself and self-actualized in every way.
Thank you, Dr. Fun. Wind Farm.
I've got one word for you. Astral projection.
Thanks. It's a long word. All right, Taylor.
You know how at 7 o'clock we've been going out and banging on pots and pans to celebrate the heroes and stuff? I've turned that around to 7 a.m. and I just open my door and say, hey, I'm lonely.
Thank you. Thank you, Taylor. I'm sure that will all help Bethany. Marianne, what's our next piece of advice?
Leslie wants to know how can she train her cats?
Leslie wants to know how to train cats. Dr. Fun.
Hey, cats are like everybody. They respond to treats. So find a behavior that your cat is already doing naturally, reward it. Then they'll realize that rewards equal success.
That's actually actual useful advice. First time ever. All right, Wind Farm.
You don't train cats, you let the cats train you.
Not a surprise at all. All right, Taylor.
Here's what you're going to want to do. You're going to want to pick up the fluffiest cat that you can, and you hold it by a head gently, no harm, and you just start going, hello, hello. It'll obey you after a couple hours.
Taylor, is that also how you meet people?
I'm going to try that on Monday.
Okay, Marianne, what's next?
Well, this one is kind of tragic. HC says that her boyfriend is suddenly and unexpectedly engaged to someone, and she wants to know what she should do.
Your boyfriend unexpectedly gets engaged. What do you do, Dr. Fun?
Hey, it's entirely possible that the other party didn't even hear what happened. So maybe your boyfriend's not really engaged to someone else. But even if your boyfriend is, this is a modern new world. Maybe examine your own feelings.
I like the cut of your jib, Dr. Fun. All right, Wind Farm.
2 steps. Step 1, make sure it's not you they're engaged to. That happened to me. Step 2, if it's not you, you get engaged to somebody else.
All right, thank you. The plot of every Lifetime movie. All right, Taylor.
Here's what you're going to want to do. You're going to want to find out where I live and be there at 7 a.m.
And that is time, the game of good, bad, worst advice. All right, thank you, Red Team. Keep that one in your memory banks. I'm going to need the blue captain on the screen.
Here I am. Hi.
I'm glad you arrived with a yell. That was very, very nice.
It's my battle cry.
All right, well, have you ever lost a battle?
No.
I can see why. All right, Amy, your team gets to play a game against that game. What would you like to play?
We're going to play the very actory game of Oscar-winning moment.
It is very, very actory. What would you like for a scene suggestion?
I would actually like an object that would be in a junk drawer and a genre.
Okay, we need an object that is in a junk drawer and a genre. And let's not do Shakespeare for the genre because we literally just saw that. So,
but we could.
What's that?
We could.
I know you could.
Yeah.
But we're not gonna. So, for the game of Oscar-winning moment, the blue team is going to play a scene for you. At some point during the scene, if I hear something that I think could be taken up a notch, I will blow my whistle, call out Oscar-winning moment, and the player will have to break into the scene that would have won them the Oscar if this scene were in the movies. So let's go to Marianne. We're going to need 2 things. First of all, we're going to need an object. What object have we chosen?
Our object from Brian is a Post-it note.
A Post-it note. Perfect. Thank you, Brian. And then we're going to need to throw a genre on top of this. What genre will we be doing?
Jenny has suggested film noir.
Film noir. Excellent. All right. So it is Post-it note and film noir for the game of Oscar-winning moment. Blue team, are you ready?
Yes.
Take it away.
I see you're on the case as well.
Yes, and I find it to be a conflict of interest that you and I are working the same case, but from different angles.
I mean, there's only one way to get to the problem.
What way is that? Huh? What way is that, Rebecca?
I'm just saying you gotta follow the trail of clues. I'm not gonna tell you what those clues are.
I think you should. I think you should tell me that trail of clues, Rebecca, because a trail of clues brought me here to this conversation with you, and that can't be a coincidence.
Rachel, Oscar-winning moment.
How is he better than me at everything? I'm my best in this town, and I can't catch a break. I just want to be the best detective there is, and I keep getting in the middle of cases that no one believes in me. No one thinks that the woman can do it. No! He just happens upon things. I'm gonna get my break. And I'm gonna solve this case. And I'm not sharing any clues. Glory's gonna be all mine. For once, for women.
I could read you like a book through all of that internal thought you were having.
Well, it's a thick book with a hard cover.
Somebody call for a librarian.
Woman Josie!
That's right, Larry. Hello, Charisse.
Hello, Josie.
Fancy running into you in this gin joint.
Fancy, huh? Looks pretty plain to me. You've got something I need. Something overdue.
Amy, Oscar-winning moment.
It never meant to go out on the floor. Not that day, not ever. I'd marked it. I'd marked it as my own. I put a post-it with my name in the acknowledgement page. Not so it would stick up so you could see it from the floor. No, not that obvious. But if you knew where to look, you would find it. And you would know that I loved that book. I loved it like my own. Please, please give it back. I need it. Ah, God help me, I need it.
Josie, I got something here for you. Something that's overdue.
Oh!
Ah, the
Don't say
uncanny
it.
valley.
Suspicious you happen to have that on hand.
Is it suspicious?
It is.
Rick, Oscar-winning moment.
You got me fenced in here, Rebecca. You weren't meant to see that exchange. That was meant for Josie and Josie alone. But I'll tell you this, after all of these twists and all of these turns, coming down all of these different roads, many of which were ensconced in fog and monochromatic, I'll tell you this, Rebecca, who I was speaking to, and not necessarily specifically Josie, I'll tell you, I'm not going down for this alone. No, I'm taking you with me, and maybe also you, and that book. And who's that? Why? Why do you have a Tommy gun? No! Put it down! No!
And that is time. The game ends when everybody has been shot to death. All right, that just for those of you who are interested in taking improv class, now you know the way you end any improv scene is just everybody gets shot to death. It's just the best way to end any improv scene. All right, we're going to go back to our audience to judge between those two games. We saw the good, bad, worst advice from the red team. We saw the Oscar-winning moment from the blue team. I believe, Marianne, the poll is open now.
It is.
All right, so while people are voting, I am going to let you know that coming up right after this match tonight, we are going to be doing a Q&A. For those of you who are new to that, that stands for question and answer. You will be able to ask questions of any of our all-star players, and they will provide answers for you. So if there's things you want to know about improv, about improvisers, or about how we do this magic, stick around right after the show for a brief Q&A. All right, let's go to Ken. What is the result of our poll?
Well, Andrew, the blue team has taken a commanding lead on that one, sir. And if I was with the Weather Channel, I would be talking about the rain.
All right, let's go. 4 points for the blue team, 1 point for the red team, just because we discussed my imminent engagement. So, Ken, with those 4 points, what does that do to our score?
Well, Andrew, that makes it a tie. It's 10 for red, 10 for blue, 0 for you, me, and Mary Ann. Back to you, sir.
All right, thank you. Well, this brings us to our last chance round. I am going to invite... Oh, sorry, I think we have another Comedy Sports game break coming up.
Evening, folks. Todd Michigan here in the Comedy Sports Center studio, taking a look at some of the other matches happening right now around the league. Check out what's going on in Houston in a game of Let Me Tell You Something, Brother, where players make up wrestler catchphrases based off audience suggestions. Connor Woods took the suggestion of tuxedo and turned the house upside down. Or should I say on its side?
Let me tell you something, brother. I'm sorry. I've just got a lapel in.
Coming up is Comedy Sports Center with SVP. He'll be joined by Stephen A. Smith, who's currently inventing some reason to be angry over tonight's match. Enjoy the rest.
All right, thank you, Sam Bowers. We are back, and it is time for our last chance game. I'm going to invite both captains on the screen. All right, Captain Sam, Captain Amy, for our last chance game, I'm going to challenge both of you to the game of slogans. Do you accept?
Yes.
All right, let us get all of the players then on the screen.
Everybody.
So, for the game of slogans, we're going to need to get some brand name products. So, from our audience, please put some brand name products into the chat. The game of slogans is a very simple game. We'll take a brand name product from you. The players will step forward and they will provide for you a rejected slogan for that product. So not the slogan that made it, but the one that ended up on the ad agency floor. For every one that is good, that gets a laugh or a groan or any happy noise, it will score a point. We will hear a bell, I hope. Here we go.
1 point.
If it makes no sense, if nobody gets it, nobody laughs, it will score 0 point or get a duck call. Very nice. Ken will tally up all of the good points, and at the end of the match, we will find out the winner. So let's go to Marianne. What is our first suggestion?
Our first suggestion comes from Lynetta. It is Pepsi.
Pepsi. Very good. Rejected slogans for Pepsi. Teams, are you ready?
Yes.
Get away.
Pepsi, sorry, we're out of Coke.
Pepsi, it's the acids.
Pepsi, from the Greek for upset stomach.
Pepsi, you don't like it, but we got all these celebrities to promote it.
Pepsi, now with more artificial coloring.
Pepsi, it's better than air.
All right, let's move on. Marianne, what is our next product?
Our next suggestion comes from Robert. He said Toyota.
Toyota.
Toyota, you can fit a body in there.
Toyota, for when you don't want a serious Yoda.
Toyota, pretty reliable.
All right, we're moving on. Marianne, what is our next brand name product?
Our next brand name products come from, I don't know what that was, but
I just spilled some water all over my floor.
all right. While you're taking care of that, let's go with Rose's suggestion of Meow Mix.
Meow Mix, thank you.
Meow Mix, and now Meow Remix. Waka 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 waka.
Meow Mix, not just for cats anymore.
Meow Mix, for once your cats finally get you trained.
Meow Mix, from the brand that brought you Bark Mix.
Meow Mix, some of these are the same products in Chex Mix.
Meow Mix, and new Right Meow Mix.
All right, let's move on. I'm sorry, but I have to dry myself off. So, Marianne, what is our next suggestion?
Well, conveniently, I'm taking the suggestion from Laura of Brawny paper towels.
Yes, thank you, Laura. Way to just mock me. Brawny paper towels.
Brawny paper towels, now striped for referees.
Brawny paper towels, the paper towels that question your masculinity.
Brawny paper towels, we're on a roll.
Brownie paper towels. Hey, it works as toilet paper if your toilet's really strong.
All right, let's move on.
Just bought a condo and there's a new anyway.
We're back to playing good, bad, worst advice here. Marianne, what is our next suggestion?
Kathleen has suggested Q-tips.
Q-tips, thank you.
Q-tips, we don't know why you bought us because you're not allowed to use us in your ears.
Q-tips, when you want your eardrum to hurt really bad.
Q-tips, for when your brain gets dirty.
Q-tips, one step beyond P-tips.
Q-tips. Sorry, swabs. Never mind.
That is time, the game of slogans. My brain hurt.
Wow. There was some 2-pointers in there, Andrew. I'll tell you.
Goodness. My brain. All right. Ken is tallying up the points to find out the winner of this match. Before we find out the winner, there are a few people we need to thank. First of all, we need to thank all of our guests from around the country who came and joined us here in Portland. Thank you to all of our guests for gracing us with your presence. We need to thank, of course, on tech, you did not see nor hear him, but he was playing all the music, Mr. Patrick Short. Of course, we need to thank the goddess of the chat, Marianne Rambo, who was with us all night. And last but not least, the man who was all over Portland tonight on voice. You saw him, you heard him, Mr. Ken Wells. Thank you to him.
That's me, and it's mighty wet.
Yes, you are. But most of all, we want to thank you, our home audience, for tuning in. We are so happy to still be doing shows while we are not able to be doing them in person. Thank you for being here and supporting us. It means more to us than you possibly know to be able to bring this to you every week. So thank you so much for being a part of this. Now, Ken was tallying up the score. Let us get a drum roll going and find out the winner of tonight's match.
Andrew, it was back and forth, and it was a very tight match. Final score tonight, 24-22. 2-point difference. The winners are your blue team.
Stick around after this. We will have a Q&A coming up right after this match. Thank you so much.
Funny fans at home, make some noise and show your appreciation for Rachel Garman-Williams, Jill Bernard, Rick Stedman, Ed Trout, Sam Whittington, Victoria's captain Amy Gray. And I can't tell if Andrew's connection dropped or he's just that still. Andrew Busby Berkowitz.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. We had a great time playing for you tonight. I'd like to invite all of the players back onto the screen right now so we can do a brief question and answer. So Marianne will be taking questions for the players from our fans in chat. Marianne, what do you got?
Yeah, I haven't got any questions yet because they've been so busy saying how amazing you are. But I'll ask the first question. How long have each of you been with ComedySportz?
Great question. Let's just go around the room. Just how long have everybody been with ComedySportz? I'll start. I've been doing ComedySportz for about 20 years. Amy?
27.
Rick?
19.
Ken?
18 years, 18.
Jill?
Like, what's this year? I don't know what year it is, but I started in 1993.
All right, math. Ed?
27 years.
Rachel?
16.
And Sam?
23 years.
23 years. All right, Marianne, what is next?
Well, this one is kind of fun. Rachel wants to know, what is something you believed to be true as a child but found out otherwise as an adult?
Ooh, something you believed to be true as a child but found out otherwise as an adult. Anybody got one? Oh, Jill's got one.
Yeah, it turns out there's not little rooms in your stomach that the food goes to. Like, there's not a cookie room and a hot dog room. The food doesn't divide in your stomach into various rooms.
Bummer.
Amy?
Yeah, it turns out that the world is not divided into people who work at night and people who work at the daytime, and they don't all go to the same place of business. That's all businesses are open 24 hours. It's not how the world works.
Interesting. Anyone else got one?
Nope. I've got one, Andrew.
What's that?
When I was a little girl, I went to see my uncle in his dairy and learned how they put milk into cows. Because I knew the baby cows drank milk from the moms. It had to get there somewhere. It was my uncle. He put the milk in the cows.
That's awesome. Sam?
Professional wrestling isn't real, I guess. Still struggling with accepting that.
Don't tell anyone.
I mean, what is real?
Yeah, sure.
All right, Marianne, what's next?
Brian would like to know if any of you play musical instruments.
Oh, good question. I do not. Amy?
Bass guitar.
Nice. Rick?
I play the saxophone poorly.
Ed?
Guitar and bass violin.
Wow, you're a one-man band.
What is this called?
A kalimba.
All right, we're going to cancel the rest of the Q&A, and Jill is just going to play various national anthems for us. Marianne, what is next?
There are a couple people asking if you have pets, and if you have them, can you show them off?
I have 3 cats and a dog. I'll see if I can round one up. Anybody they got a pet they can show off?
Yeah, I have a fake cat.
Nice.
This is Pixel.
This is Tesla. He's named for the scientist and not the car.
That's
Oh
Charlie.
my gosh, this is the best. This is the best Q&A ever, you guys.
I really think this is what we end on, Andrew, is
Okay.
the animals on the screen.
The animals are pretty good.
Marianne, if I could interrupt, we do have a third game break, but we use it in the match because it's from Portland. So I'd like to show it to the fans who are still around. Y'all want to see it?
I want to see it.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Okay. You got to go to screen share, and select the right things and hit several buttons. But here we go. It's a game break. Back to Todd, Michigan.
Todd, Michigan here in the Comedy Sports Center studios, taking a look at what else is happening around the league. Let's go to Portland, Oregon to take a look at announcer Amy Pepper Milstein. Ref Bethany Garner was in for a surprise when she called for Pepper to announce the score in the second half and caught her sleeping, or at least not far from it.
Hey, announcer Amy, how are things going over there?
Things are great.
And don't forget, this Sunday night we continue our multi-part documentary series, The Last Dunce. A behind-the-scenes look at the final year of the Chicago Bosses dynasty before star player Matt Elwell retired to pursue an ill-fated career in clowning. Back to you.
Oh, God bless Sam Bowers.
Had to do it.
Thank you so much. We're gonna wrap it up there. Once again, thank you to all our players for joining us from around the country. Thank you to our audience for joining us from around the world. We'll keep our screen up for a few minutes to tell you how you could throw a few dollars our way if you are so inclined. Otherwise, thank you so much and good night from Portland, Oregon and around the country.
If you're traveling vehicularly, often it is perpendicularly. It's a no-brainer making turns on a grid. Now look at what the city planners done did. They've installed an alternate intersection that seems to go off in random directions. Yield at the sign, take a breath, it's okay. Cars already circling should have the right of way. Now, don't freak out, it's a roundabout. No need to speed and no need to shout. You may be full of doubt, just go in and out. It's a roundabout, it's just a roundabout. Traffic circles, roundabouts, and rotaries are designed to reduce the traffic speeds. Conceived in 1900 as a junction more efficient. Don't act like a quadrangle when you're faced with something different. There were some problems until the 60s when the offside priority rule fixed these. It says don't stop, but yield it first, unless you're driving through Portland's Laurelhurst. Now, don't freak out, it's a roundabout. No need to speed and no need to shout. You may be full of doubt, just go in and out. It's a roundabout, it's just a roundabout. Speed up, but maybe slow down. Don't stop or yield once you're going around. Do not pass and don't signal your turn.